Have you ever noticed that healing can feel incredibly lonely? Not just being alone physically, but feeling like nobody fully understands what's happening inside of you anymore. And sometimes the strangest part is this: you can be surrounded by people and still feel emotionally disconnected. If that's where you are right now after a long-term relationship ending, this message is for you. One of the hardest parts about healing is that so much of it happens internally. People can see when someone changes jobs or moves or starts dating again, but healing often happens quietly. It happens in the moments nobody sees, the nights you're trying not to cry yourself to sleep, the mornings you force yourself to get up anyway, the moments you're holding yourself together while your inner world feels completely unfamiliar. And because healing is so invisible, it can make you feel deeply alone. Sometimes women start asking themselves, why do I feel disconnected from everyone? Why does nobody understand me anymore? Why does this feel so isolating? But what many women don't realize is this: healing changes your identity before it changes your life. Part of you is no longer the woman you used to be, but you also haven't fully become the new version of yourself yet. And that in-between season can feel incredibly lonely. And I really want to normalize something today. Just because healing feels lonely does not mean you're healing wrong. In fact, sometimes loneliness is part of emotionally waking up, because suddenly you notice what drains you, what no longer feels aligned, where you've been over grieving, where you abandoned yourself just to keep the peace. And once you see certain things, you can't unsee them. And maybe what hurts the most is realizing some people were only comfortable with the version of you that kept sacrificing herself, the version that stayed quiet, the version that tolerated too much, the version that carried everyone else emotionally. But healing changes that. It creates boundaries. It changes your nervous system. And it changes what you're willing to accept. And not everyone understands the new version of you right away. That can feel lonely too. But loneliness and isolation are not always the same thing. Sometimes loneliness is actually an invitation back to yourself, an invitation to reconnect with the parts of you that got buried underneath survival mode, heartbreak, disappointment, or emotional exhaustion. And I know that season can feel uncomfortable, but uncomfortable does not mean wrong. One of the biggest mistakes women make during healing is believing that they need to rush themselves back into feeling okay. Rush into clarity, rush into happiness, rush into becoming normal again. But healing rarely works that way. Some days you feel strong, other days grief hits unexpectedly. That does not mean you're moving backward. It means you're human. So if you've been feeling emotional lately, disconnected, overwhelmed, or misunderstood, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You're not failing at healing. You may simply be in the middle of transformation. And transformation often feels lonely before it starts feeling empowering. If this message resonated with you today, let me know in the comments or share this with a woman who needs to hear this reminder today. Thank you for being here on Irina's Avenue to receive today's message, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.